Hey there, this is Shauna from the Yoga Center Winnipeg, and this is Yoga Snacks, nourishment for the body, mind, and spirit. Today we're going to look at balance. Balance. Sometimes balance in yoga stresses people out. It's not meant to stress you out. Let's just start though by bringing our body, mind, and spirit into balance. So start by just sitting on your chair, or if you prefer to sit on the floor, that's fine. Take a moment to bring balance into your two sides, left and right. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Then rock a little bit front and back. And then just find yourself in a way that feels centered, feels balanced. And then starting to pay attention to your breathing. And you may want to close your eyes. Start to feel your inhale and your exhale. And if it's helpful, you can always bring one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the chest. This can help you connect to the actual feeling of the breath in the body. And then also starting to notice the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale. And without any strain or stress, just inhale, and you might think of counting. See how long your inhale is. And as you exhale, just notice how long your exhale. And not judging what you find, but also inviting an even rhythm. Even inhale. Even exhale. And you might try to follow with a count of 4, breathing in 2, 3, 4. Breathing out 2, 3, 4. If your breath is longer or shorter, not to worry. You just go with what you've got. 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. And then just let your breath return to normal. Relax your hands. Let's do a couple shoulder stretches in the chair. So just bring your hands together at your heart. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms. Inhale. Sweep your arms up and have a feeling that you're pressing evenly through your right and your left hand. So it doesn't matter if the arms are forward, but start to bring balance into the two sides, left and right. Feel how the weight is on your 2 feet, left and right. And if you're sitting in a chair with me, feeling what it's like in your 2 hips. Then as you exhale, release your arms out, shoulder height, equally extend through the right and the left. And then bring your hands in, back into prayer. You can have the other baby finger on the outside, flip your palms, press your hands away from you. Inhale, arms up, press up, lengthening through the 2 sides of the waist evenly, bringing balance left and right. Maybe feel your breath, inhale and exhale. And then arms open wide. Let's stay with the arms open wide this time. And maybe they're at the same height. That would be nice. Turn your palms to face up. And then bend your elbows and bring your arms into what's called cactus. And just test by tipping. Will your elbows tip forward, your hands tip back? Let your chest open a little bit. Nice. And then release your hands down to your lap. Let's just warm up the legs. So hold the back of the right thigh, and as you inhale, straighten your right leg. As you exhale, bend. Straighten and bend a couple times. And then you can wave your foot, wiggle your toes, circle your ankle. And then let's hold the hip. You can hold the knee in one hand, the foot in the other, rock the leg. Place your right ankle onto your left thigh. A little bit of pressure on this right thigh, encouraging openness to lift your chest. And then curve forward. So keep your sitting bones mostly level and start to stretch the back muscles. Allow the spine to round a little bit. It's not important how far you go. You can support your hands by holding the legs or the chair. And then inhale, slowly come up. Move your left foot in a little bit to the center and a little closer to the chair, and then cross your right leg over top of it. And clasp your hands for a moment, sit up. And then give yourself a hug with your right arm on top of your left. Always nice to give yourself a hug and a pat on the back. You're doing great. And then from here, you can maybe bring your arms up. It's called eagle, or in Sanskrit, Garudasana. And just be here for a few moments. Breathe. Possibly even inhale. Possibly even exhale. And then unwind, put your feet down, pause, and feel these two sides. Do they feel balanced or imbalanced? What's the breath like? Let's go to the left side, raise and lower. Circle your left ankle, wiggle your toes, wave your foot around. Then pick up the leg and rock it back and forth. Rest your right ankle onto your left thigh. Add a little pressure there to open the leg. And then we'll do a curving forward. You can rest the hand, one on the foot, one on the leg, or move your hands to the chair legs. And then inhale and come all the way up. Okay, move your right foot in a little bit, cross your left leg over tight. Sometimes you might even be able to hook your foot around, but it's not too important. And then give yourself a big hug and the other arm on top. So I think it's going to be the left arm on the bottom. And again, a little pat on the back. A little hug, and then wrap your arms. Or not. If they don't wrap, you got to stay hugging and stay like this. Okay, and then release. And bring your hands down to your lap. Fantastic. And then from here, come forward. Folding forward, let your arms dangle. You can totally dangle, or you can rest up onto your elbows. Okay, and then bring your hands up onto the thighs. Inhale, slowly sit up. Exhale, do nothing. And then inhale without using your hands, stand up. And again, always a good shake. Okay, so we're going to use the chair for a little bit here. So if you had a wall handy, you could always rest your chair against the wall. We're going to do this. I'm going to do it without. Stand beside the chair. And bring the right leg up onto the chair seat. So if you don't have a wall, as long as your chair seat has or your chair has a seat, upper back, you're good. Stand tall. So bring your balance the weight into your standing left leg, and then your right leg is bent and on the support. And just start by bringing balance and evenness into the hips. Think of bringing a sense of balance left and right. And then find the sense of an even breath. Even inhale, even exhale. Maybe the count is inhale to the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 4, maybe 5 of each. As you exhale, begin to turn towards your right. And you can hold your chair with your hands for stability. If you feel pretty stable, you can bring your right hand onto your hip. Reach up through the top of the head. Let your right shoulder relax. And if you like, you can even wrap your arm a little bit around your waist. Start to look to the right. Then inhale, untwist. Step your right foot down. Stand. Good. Maybe it's simplest to walk to the other side of the chair. Standing on your right leg, bend your left knee. Bring the left leg up close to the upper back of the chair or a wall. Balance into your right foot. Find a sense of balance into your hips. And find balance in your breath. On an exhale, begin to turn to your left. Right hand holding the upper back of the chair. Left hand at the hip or the sacrum. And then inhale, untwist. Step your foot off of the chair. And just stand. Okay, so I'm going to move the chair so it's on the mat. This time maybe a little bit more wobbly. Facing the chair, bring the right leg up onto the chair seat. So you might need to have something close so that you can rest your hand. And if you're taller or more comfortable with this kind of thing, you might even put some height on your chair so you've got something to work with. So right leg could come up onto a height. And one thing about having the block on the chair is it's a little bit more stable. The spongy chair is a little bit wobbly. Feel what it's like. If it feels okay to stay here, stay here. If you need to go lower, you can always do this lower. You can have your feet resting on a height, a book, or a block down below. Just practicing your balance. This is good for bone density. If you feel steady and you know it, you're welcome to take your arms up. Look forward. You might notice that I've got my foot flexed so that my leg's active. And then exhale, bring your hands down. Left hand is on the outside of the right leg and right hand on the hip and turn. Pretty fancy. Inhale and untwist. And one more. The left leg might be getting tired, but let's test it out. Can you fold forward towards your chair? And just feel that stretch. Breathe. Even inhale, even exhale. To come out, it might be helpful to bend your left knee a little bit. We often have more balance when we bend the knee. And then carefully come up, step your right foot down to the floor. Stand and breathe. Okay, so whatever height you're working with is perfect. Doesn't need to be blocks on chair or anything that high. Hands to the hips, steady the weight into the right foot and bring your left leg up onto the blocks or the chair or a little stool. Find your balance. One thing that helps with balancing is eyes steady, mind steady. Maybe even breath. If you feel steady to take your arms up, take your arms up. And then hands can come down, right hand can go to the outside of the left leg, left hand behind you turning. Inhaling, untwisting, and as you exhale, begin to go forward a little bit, fingertips to the chair. And then to come up, either straight, strong legs, or slightly bend your right knee as you come up, then bend your right knee if you need to, step your left leg down, just stand. Okay. Let's carry on with this theme. We're going to put the hands on the chair, or I'm going to use my blocks on the chair. It's just a little bit higher. Walk the feet back so that your hips are lining up over your heels for the most part. So I've got my hands on blocks because that feels steady, but something else you could do is right on the chair or hold the chair seat. And then maybe your feet are just a little bit past your hips. Look up, shift your weight to your left foot and lift your right leg up behind you. Even if you don't get it very high, just practice standing on this left leg. The more you can lift your right leg, the happier you'll be. That's not true, but try it, see what it's like. And then we're not going to hold that because it takes a lot of strength. Bend your left knee a little bit and step your right foot forward and look up. It's kind of magical, isn't it? And then as you exhale, you can fold forward, maybe bend your arms, rest your head towards your chair seat. And then inhale, lift your head, hands on the seat of the chair or your supports like I've got. Walk back, fold from the hips. Look up. Shift the weight to the right foot and pick your left leg up. So I'm going to move my hands to hold the sides of the chair. It's a little bit more steady. Lift the back leg, press out through the heel. Leg is strong. Hips are relatively balanced. And then look up and step your left foot forward. Pretty big step. You can turn your right foot out, but you could test having both feet pointing forward. And then to whatever degree is possible for you, just fold forward towards the chair. And then lift up. Carefully bend your knee a little bit. Step your right foot forward. Stand all the way up. And maybe shake everything out a little. Let's have the chair so that it's just available for you to hold on to if you need. Or maybe you don't need the chair. And then come to stand. So tree pose, we've done this one. I think we do this fairly often on Yoga Snacks because tree pose is one of my favorite poses. Bend your right knee and bring your right foot, maybe heel against the lower leg. Toes can stay on the floor, or you can tuck your right leg up into your left thigh. Press the two legs together. One hand can hold the chair, or hands can come to the heart. It's a windy day in the studio. Come to tree. Okay, and then you can stay if you like. One more breath. Step both feet down and feel your feet rooted, grounded to the earth. Feel what your breath is like. Just let it be natural. Okay, and then shifting your weight to your right foot, eyes are focused. Steady on a point in front of you. Foot against the lower leg. Or you can bring your leg up anywhere really that you can work. Foot into thigh, thigh into foot, so you kind of make a strong contact. Hands could be at your hips, your heart, or reach your arms up. Steady like a tree. Sometimes it's windy. Okay, and then step your foot down. Okay, one more standing balance. I think I've done this one before in this class, but I'm not sure. So bend the left knee, and then the right leg wraps on top. So eagle pose. If you feel like you need to hold the chair, you can. A great help is to put a block or a book there so you can have your other foot on it. Otherwise, bend the knee deeply, wrap the leg around like we did when we were in the chair, and then just like when we were in the chair, wrap your arms. So I think I'm going to have my right arm on the bottom, my right leg wraps on top, come into the eagle pose. And hug the shin towards the foot towards the shin. And then really step down. One more. Balancing into your right foot. Bend the knee deeply, wrap the leg around, hug the two legs towards one another, and left arm on bottom, right arm on top. Sometimes it's windy. Okay, and then step your foot down. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Turn your toes inwards and let your spine round down. Come into dangling pose. And then to come up, bend your knees, slowly uncoil, come up. And we'll get ready for our relaxation and our closing. I'm going to move the chair out of the way. I'm going to take a block. Could be a book, could be a pillow, or even a blanket. I'm going to use my blocks, 2 blocks today. So I've got one for my upper back and one for my head. Lying back. Letting there be a little bit of a lift to the chest, and my head just a little bit higher than my chest, so that my eyes look down towards my chest, legs stretch out, come to rest. And as you come back down to this resting place, feel your body on the ground, still a little bit elevated. tune back into your breath. Looking for an even and steady breath. Maybe your inhale is a little bit longer because it's the end of the practice, so it might be inhaling to 5, exhaling to 5. And if it's not even, don't worry, just notice. From here, you may want to lie down into Shavasana. So in that case, you're going to sit up, take the blocks out, lie down on your back, and give yourself at least a couple minutes to rest. Sometimes when you get down there, it feels good for hugging the knees in and rocking from side to side. If your back is bothering you at all, the knees can rest into one another. And just absolutely, totally letting the whole body rest. As usual, I'm going to leave you in your resting. Thank you so much for joining in today. I wish you balance and peace throughout the day. Namaste.